I'm not, you know, I think, I don't know, really. We just sat in a briefing with the UK Environment Minister, which was kind of interesting. You know, basically, it's not enough. You know, what they're committing to in terms of emissions cuts is not enough. But the political pressure that they're feeling, that's very obvious. So hopefully something will come from that in the next 24 hours. I don't know.
But what do you think, what must be achieved?
What must be achieved?
Yeah.
Well, what the science dictates, you know, 40% cuts by 2020, 90% by 2050.
Yeah, no,
40% of the industrialised countries.
I mean, for you as a musician,
me,
what does it mean? What do you want to see the future of our planet? What do you see?
If we like, the sooner that we establish that this is what we're going to do, the sooner that all of us can get on with it. You see, and the sooner that we understand how we proceed to make this happen, then I think the happier people will be. And because at the moment people are in this mad panic and just trying to deny it, or you know, it's causing, what did you call it? Dissonance.
Yeah, dissonance is the
people's
kind of
heads.
yeah.
They can't
take on the implications,
yeah.
and so just kind of push it to one side.
And I hope what's going to happen from this is that they actually see all the leaders, you know, all these leaders get together and desperately try and get their shit together for once. Actually try and do it, you know. And if it happens, and if it looks like we're going to come up with a fair deal on a global scale, then.
But for you, it's important to talk about it, yeah? For you, personally.
I felt it was important to come to this, to see for myself and find if there was something to be hopeful about. Because if you read the mainstream media, you know, there isn't much, and I'm sorry, but I refuse to accept that.
If Copenhagen fails to create a deal that's good, as it seems to be, what will we take away from this meeting, and what will the world take away from it?
It won't be good enough, but at the same time, you know, neither you or I know what the fuck's going on behind those in those negotiating rooms, and I think, you know, I'm trying to think positive about it and think, well, this is quite a thing to have to achieve. And admittedly, in theory, we've been going at it for like 20 years, but this is the first time where you've got this level of political pressure. You know, everyone can see it now. Like, everybody on the ground can see it. Everybody knows. Everybody has written to their politicians. You know, the signs are there. So therefore, the political pressure is utterly different from what it's been in the past, and maybe that'll help.
And people are mobilized and
they are,
together,
I mean, you know
more
what,
than
but,
ever.
You know, it's just like they are mobilized, but as with many other things in the past and many of these summits, you have the riots outside, you have the NGOs thrown out, you have the world leaders turn up, and they think they've got the nice little fucking boys club going, but this time it ain't going to happen, because there's no way they can write a deal that we won't see the whole thing. Yeah. And that's what's dawning on.
Yeah.
Do you think the core problem is capitalism?
Alright, I'll give you a text in a second. How did you get that?
Do you think the core problem of the climate crisis is capitalism?
I think, you know what, it's interesting. I wouldn't say like Hugo Chavez that capitalism is the reason, but I would say it's really dawning on them. The West, Europe, America, we'll see in a minute.
Are you down upstairs on that gallery? There's that gallery of cameras above on the media for Channel 4, yeah?
Right.
Is that outside the cafe? There's a gallery of cameras above the kind of main...
Yeah, I see it. I know. I think what's dawning on the Western countries at the very least is that if they're going to commit to the cuts we're talking about, I mean, you know, they're still arsing around at like 15, 17%, but they've got to get way further, and they know it. But that it's dawning on that to commit to that means they have to build a different sort of global economy. You know, and it's like shit. I honestly think that they hadn't thought. I think it's only in the last year or so that it's that they are seeing what that actually will mean, which is why they're so shit scared, because they have to build a different model.
But they put on the table market-based solutions.
Yeah, for now. But you know, all those market-based solutions that you mean, like the carbon offsetting, for example, that ain't gonna wash. There is no way in hell that the developing countries are going to allow carbon offsetting in the deal. They are not going to sign up to it. Now this is the other difference between like negotiations like G8 negotiations, where like Tony Blair or whatever walks around out with a piece of paper going, we've achieved wonderful results, here's fuck all money for Africa. This is like, you now have a situation where the developed countries, because of the nature of how they've got together, and also AOSIS, whatever it is, the small island nations, they are part of the negotiations. They have the potential to walk out, not sign up to it, and fuck it up. So the West has got to keep these people on board. Like David Miliband just said that. It's like, we've got to. If they walk off, there's no deal. We failed. Now that's the difference between like this and previous global negotiations.
Is it better to have no deal than a bad deal?
I don't know. I think maybe not all countries, but a lot of countries know the consequences for their governments if they fail.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.